Welcome back to JH Diesel, and welcome to the last day of the C-Force CF Moto 1000 ATV giveaway and $5,000 cash. Right now, all your JH merch are qualified and get you entered for a chance to win. And look at this, for the last day, we got a fresh shirt coming out, guys. This is my mudding shirt. That's right. And you know what's cool? Not only do you get one, you get two. Two for the price of one, guys. Don't miss this. Last day of the giveaway. Every $5 spent gets you one entry. Anytime you're out with your girl, or you're out all day working, or you're in the mud and you're like, man, I need a shirt to throw on right now. If you ruin this one, what's cool is you got two. You got a fresh t-shirt to throw on so you can go out looking nice for dinner. You never know what life's gonna throw at you. Now, in a normal situation, I'd be screwed because I gotta take my wife out to dinner in about 10 minutes. But you know what? This is a great solution I got here. See, in any other situation, I'd be in a real bad deal right now. My wife would be pissed. But look at this. In 2 minutes, I'm ready to go to dinner, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and good luck on the giveaway. And don't forget to grab you a mudding shirt. Actually, two. Welcome back to JH Diesel, and welcome back to the shop. We're doing a couple things this week in the shop. We have event after event after event right now, so we're pretty crazy on events. So we're doing the shop work when we can. We've got the month, this month it's Louisiana Mud Fest, then which was awesome, by the way. Cletus and Cars the weekend after that, and then Yee Fest right after that. So I don't even know when this video is going to post because we were just so busy with events. I'm not even sure. So we got the drag truck behind us though, our LBZ Duramax, that we are going to be working on here very shortly. Four-wheel drive. We've gotten a lot of work done to this thing. We got a really good cage our boy Ty made for it. This thing should be good for going like high fours with that cage in the 8th mile if we need it. We've also got the bed gutted. A lot of stuff that we did to this truck, we did it for like, you know, a cost effectiveness for like a consumer, where the modifications to the bed, anybody could do that. The modifications to the fenders to lighten it up, anybody could do that. Gutting the interior, anybody could do that. The cage was a professional job. We obviously have a built engine. We built the transmission ourselves. And then anything else you see, we fabbed up and did. Now, we're not gonna leave this truck this way. We have some other big plans for it. But as we were trying to go faster and faster and faster, we ended up getting down, I think we ran in, I don't think we actually ran a 10 in it. Did we run a 1090 in this truck yet? 11.0, 11.1 or something, and we had an issue with the head gaskets. We had an issue with the transmission that wasn't the trans, it was actually the module we were using, so we swapped that out. Haven't got to run with it yet, and we blew a head gasket. So we're about to do our head gaskets on it, and we also have a fresh turbo from Stainless Diesel. Huge shout out to those guys, and we're going to go a little bigger on that, going from a 480 to a 488. And then we also got a set of SoCal Stage 1 heads to throw on this thing. So it's going to be running SoCal heads on it now. It's obviously got the Waggler bottom end. And this thing should rip pretty good. Lots of nitrous. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get this thing pulled over. We'll make sure it fires up and runs still and get it pulled over in the middle of the shop. Start getting the engine tore out of it. And hopefully make this thing ready to go for UCC, I guess, would be probably where we're going to go with it, UCC. See what class it ends up fitting in and running. Yeah, we'll look at this one. She a little dusty. That's okay, though. No power at all? No, I didn't think so. Oh, the battery's still hooked up. Yeah, she's drained a little bit. We're gonna try to clean up some of the wiring too while we have it apart. See if we can get that done also. God, that new turbo is gonna look sick.
Well, let's see if this thing will start up. Still sounds like she's running good. Pressure. Oh yeah, everything's looking good. So this thing slid over. I got the wheel stands under the back, So I'll slide the back over, and once we get the back kicked over, I'll jack it up, we'll back it out, pull it right in here. Get it over where we can start pulling this thing apart. So I do believe we have everything unhooked. All the bell housing bolts are off it. Motor mount bolts are out of it. And I believe we have all the wiring harnesses and everything pulled off it. I think it should come right out. So let's get the cherry picker hooked up and get this thing popped out of here.
And we are back to running on feet power. Because there ain't no engine in this guy. It's right here. Starting to get tore down now. Just coming together. Starting to get tore down right now. Get this thing taken care of. Heads are coming off. Fresh set of head gaskets on the way. And we'll get those things put in there, along with some good parts we got sitting over there. Wait till you guys see what we got going on this rig right here. Well, we just found some bad news. Really bad news. So, as you know, as we just showed you, the engine's out. Sitting here, and we went ahead and pulled the head gaskets on it. The head gaskets, we're looking at them really closely, and we're like, man, they just don't look that bad. They really don't look like they're miserably bad. Like, you know, they really look clean. This block was O-ringed. It's a Waggler engine, Waggler block. All that stuff was O-ring. You know, it's got good Ross pistons in it. It's still holding good compression as far as, so they kept the compression, you know, close to that 17, and I think it's 17 or 17.5 to 1, which is what factory is, 17.5. So, but we started digging deeper, and we found some bad news. Cylinder number 3, my flashlight out.
So they're on the cowling.
What's that?
The cowl of the truck.
So cylinder number 3, and we didn't look any further than cylinder number 3. We actually looked at cylinder number 8, and then cylinder 3 is that companion cylinder that's down, also the same as number 8. And unfortunately found a major issue in cylinder number 3. We found a crack in the cylinder wall. So we saw this right here, and I started picking at it and feeling it, and it's definitely a crack. I don't know if you can see really good.
You can see it.
If you can see where it's been leaking out. Oh yeah, you can really get in there on that crack now and see. So very unfortunate. This is actually a crack in the cylinder wall, and that is where we're getting our coolant pressure from. Now, a positive note to this is the rotating assembly is still okay, we believe. We're gonna have to tear it down. We're gonna have to inspect the pistons and rings and everything in it because of that cylinder having that crack. Either way, I'll throw a new set of rings on it. We wanna check the bearings over and everything, but we hopefully will just be able to get a hold of Waggler and might be able to just get a block for it. If we could just get a block, would be great. It does suck. This engine does not have, I think we have about 10 to 12 passes on it. And the guy that had it before me, he put about 2,000 miles on it. So in reality, it doesn't really have that much time on it. And the fastest time we ever ran was like an 11:0, I think, with this thing. So pretty unfortunate. It really sucks that this happened. It's not nobody's fault, just the block failed. You know, what do you do? So we move on and we go better. I don't really know what we can do better unless we went to billet, and billet is not in our budget. Billet is, it's not in our budget, but we just seem to have some bad luck. There's nothing that we did to cause this. I mean, the original engine, we were running a 770 and ran all the bearings out of it. The truck sat for a long time. I think it had water in the oil, so that probably ruined the bearings. We didn't expect it to do what it did, but it did. And then so I said, you know what? We got a deal on a built motor. I said, let's buy this built engine. It's a decent deal. We're gonna save a couple grand. And it wasn't new, it was used. But it just, I guess we just get some bad luck sometimes. Seems like we get to run into a lot of bad luck. Nothing in the tuning, nothing in what we did to this thing caused this. This is just a freak thing. So hopefully we get us a block lined up. We were trying to go to Ultimate Callout Challenge with this thing and run it there in either the 670 class, most likely, maybe the 590, but I don't think we're at a 590 range yet because the truck is still fully weighted. We got a lot of other stuff to make the truck faster and shave a ton of weight. We just haven't got that far to do it yet. So for now, we'll probably tear this thing the rest of the way down and look at the pistons. And once we do that, we'll just have to go from there, I guess, see what we can do. But it sucks. Big kick right here. We didn't expect this. We thought we were gonna be able to pull the heads off, throw a fresh set on, and put it back together and take this thing out and have some fun in a couple weeks. But let's go deeper in and we'll check everything else, make sure everything else is good. If it is, then we just need a block. And that would be the best case.
Now, on a side note, this thing's not bored way out or anything like that.
It's only bored 10 over. So it is only bored 10 over. We checked the bore on it. Factory bore is 4.055. This one's 4.065. And I know a 20 over is 4.075. We just talked to Mark from MTKB Racing, and because we were discussing what cylinder this is, what size, and he explained he's got a 20 over there now. He went and measured it's 4.075. This is 4.065. So we're 10 over on this thing. I don't think it really matters with this block because of the crack, obviously. And I've never sleeved one. This block was O-ringed. Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. I'm gonna stop talking and we'll either tear this thing down, figure some other stuff out, or we will hopefully get a hold of them and see what they want us to do. So we got on the horn with the guys over at Wagler. Jeremy said, man, we can have this block for you, no problem. So we went ahead and ordered another block. And right now we're in the process of tearing it the rest of the way down. We're gonna do a full inspection on everything, make sure everything else is good and there's no other issues with it. Work in progress, guys. So we are currently getting this thing tore down. This is not the correct puller. We tried it. I actually have the correct puller for the ATI dampener, but it broke this piece. I forgot that thing broke one of the times I was using it back in the day. It takes a special puller on this style dampener. Normally the Duramax wouldn't take a puller, but with that new dampener it does. So we're getting ready to flip this thing over, start getting the bottom out, and we'll get the oil pans off, get the pistons out, get the rods out, check everything over, make sure it's all good. Once we get the new block, we'll get everything thrown back in, and hopefully we have no issues. It's just a good block swap and back in the truck. Sucks, but shit happens. So we're on our way with it. Show you guys getting this thing the rest of the way tore down, show you some inspection on it, see how everything looks. Hopefully the pistons and the rings and everything are okay. If they are, we're slapping it right in this other block and getting on the road. Well, we're down to almost nothing. And we didn't find any more issues, which is awesome. The pistons and rods all look good. Everything looked really good. So obviously got nice Wagler rods, Ross pistons. Everything else looked perfect. The rings, everything was great. So that is a huge plus. It's got the billet crank in there, which you can see down there. We haven't pulled the crank yet, but it's got that nice old billet crank in there, which is awesome. So we know that, this thing is built right done nicely. I think, I didn't look yet, but I think it does have billet main caps and everything on it, studded, which we assumed it did. We're waiting on Wagler. Jeremy, the owner of Wagler, is going to give us a build sheet on the engine so we know exactly what was in it, because they tag every single engine, so they know exactly what was inside of it. They know exactly what they bored it to. They know all the ins and outs of it. But we did find more issues on something that doesn't matter. This block, the whole way down this side, that one doesn't look cracked.
There was a spot in it that I wasn't sure, but yeah.
This one, and this one, all these cylinders definitely cracked. So this whole side was blowing coolant out. That is a weak point in the Duramax, is cylinders. So once you get to a certain horsepower level, they say it could be up around that, you know, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 horsepower. Your weak point is the cylinders. We were not quite there. I think this was just a bad luck deal. Kind of goes along with all of our luck, kind of bad. We have to make it good. And it decided, you know, that side is just decided to crack, and it is what it is. So we don't think we were at that kind of power level, especially the times it was running. But we're hoping this fresh block, fresh setup, will get this thing taken care of. It should be good, and we shouldn't have this issue again. So we're gonna rip this thing some more, get the crank out of it, get the balancer off the front of it when that I have the part coming in for the puller, and we'll get this thing fully tore down and hopefully get it prepped and ready for the next block that needs to go in. So now that our engine is in the condition it's in, we're gonna jump up and get a couple more things done here. So you guys remember we picked this thing up with our rollback when we bought it. And the reason that we picked this truck up is it's got a 10.5 AEM rear end in it, and it's got a 9.25 AEM front end in it. So because it has the front and the rear end in it, we're gonna use that in the drag truck. You're probably thinking, why would you do that? The drag truck already has an 11.5 AEM and bigger ring gear, heavier duty rear end. Well, it doesn't need all that heavy dutiness because we're just drag racing with it. So we're gonna put the 10.5 rear end in it. It's gonna shave, from what I understand, about 100 pounds. We'll weigh them and see, but everybody's saying it's about 100-pound difference, maybe even, I heard 100 to 200 pounds. So we're gonna do that, and the front end is the same. So we also have a set of gears to go in this. We're gonna take the gears from a 373, take them down to a 342, and really get this thing moving at the top end. It's got a good launch out of the hole right now, but where it lacks, it kind of runs out of gear and power at the end of the track. So we're hoping that will help the situation going down the track and get us deeper into those single-digit time slips that we're looking for. But for now, we're gonna get this thing ripped apart, use the parts out of it we need, and then just go into the scrapyard, right? Scrapping
Absolutely.
it. Scrappy. So let's get that done and get the parts that we need, get this thing to the scrapyard. Anybody need a bed? I wouldn't recommend it. It's pretty nasty.
It's not in real good shape.
It's actually, you know something?
No,
it's better than the bed on our burnout truck. We actually may keep this bed, huh? Yeah. It's pretty sad to say that it's actually better. This bed is trashed. Oh, yeah. Dude, we might actually take that bed. What do you think?
I mean, I think the old girl's just gonna get beat up again.
I don't know, man. It's a clean rig here, dude. One day we'll get a motor for it. So that's another project list, but maybe we'll keep the bed. Yep, I wasn't planning on it, but now I am.
The bed's definitely use tractor and get this thing picked up. We'll get it over there. I want to get it on the asphalt parking lot to where it's pretty dry here. I don't want to catch anything on fire. Oh, the old tires are turning. There we go. Turn back straight.
See, you got the liquid wrench out.
Yeah, I got my blue tip speed wrench. Need to be tight if it's liquid.
Getting everything out of there. Don't forget brake line.
I almost cut that with my knife, probably. Actually, I don't have my knife with me, so.
Be careful there, bud. This thing flopping over on you.
Be fairly bad if it did.
Hey.
Since I ain't got my...
There it is. Since you ain't got your knife, just cut her on off there, bud. It's got the rubber. Oh. Barely cuts through that rubber, huh?
That crux. Let's keep hanging up on it one. There we go. She'll be able to back straight up now.
So the rear end is out, and I mean, I can already tell, obviously not looking at the other one, this rear end is significantly smaller, which is a good thing, weight savings, and it should hold the power. Now we get the front end out, we use that. The only thing that worries me is it looks like somebody's been in here before. I don't like that orange silicone. Either somebody went into this diff or they just pulled that housing off, and they could have just pulled the housing off. It's just when people go into these, if they don't build them right, it causes you a lot of issues.
Well, we're going to rebuild it, so hopefully, if there's any issues...
Freshie. I got more, so if not, we got more. Some would say you're overcompensating with the extension.
I wouldn't disagree with him. She wants to.
Almost there.
It's hanging up on that steering a little bit.
Rats.
Probably up on that steering arm if you can somehow.
There it is.
She went. It's hanging on by a thread.
Doesn't want to let go.
It knows what's coming.
It's a lot of horsepower.
It knows its days are going to be numbered.
That wasn't good.
Wasn't any better the second time. Try it again for the third. Or you could just back the frame up.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah. Back her up. Get her out of there.
Actually, if you grab that sheet of plywood and pull it, it'll just lay down and slide. The plywood will slide right out. That's why I put the plywood under there.
Rear end, front end. And what this also does, this will prevent us from having to tear the truck down, tear the front diff out of it, and then install that front diff back into it. We can literally build it, clean it really good, set it right in the truck, so it's unbolt and bolt right in. Same with the rear end, unbolt, bolt right in. Kinda. I guess we really can't do that with that. Maybe. We'll see if we end up changing it on it. All right, we're gonna close it out there. The drag truck is on the way. We got our front end, rear end cut out of the other chassis. We're gonna get this engine hopefully back together, reassembled with a new block here shortly, and get all that stuff, as we said, look perfect. So we'll get this thing back together. Try to shave a little bit more weight where we can. I don't know if we can yet or not. We're gonna try to push some other stuff out. If we can, awesome. If not, it is what it is. We're gonna send it how she is. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching the JH channel. We will see you next time.